Hey guys, welcome to my room. Welcome to my room. I didn't mean it like that. This is the first story time with Fearless, and I want to tell you a funny story about what happened to me one day when I got a phone call from some friends of mine at a Chinese restaurant. Now you should know that my mom babysits one of the Chinese babies at the restaurant, so we became good friends with the owners there. And I get a phone call one day. My dad answered the phone, and he looked at the phone like what? Like he wasn't able to understand what they were saying on the other line. And he goes, "Who?" Just a second. And he hands me the phone and he says, "I think it's for you." So I take the phone and I'm like, "Hello?" And the person on the other line says, "Meek? Is this Meek?" And I was like, "Who?" And he goes, "Meek." And I said, "Oh, you mean Mike?" And she goes, "Meek, yes, Meek." I said, "Oh, my name is Mike. Yes, that's me." And she said, I don't know. You maybe I thought maybe you drive for me. You I don't know. Maybe you drive. And at the time I thought, I knew who it was obviously, but I thought, why is she calling me to ask if I can drive? And I said, "Yes. Yes, I drive." She goes, "Oh, good, because we need driver." And then I realized that she was calling me to come drive for her. The restaurant delivers. You can go there and eat, but it also delivers. So I just realized that I volunteered to go and drive for them for the day. And I don't know why they're calling me. I guess they're short a driver. But I had already said yes, so alright. So I go down there and I drive down into the restaurant. When I walk in, they all look up and go, "Oh, Meek. And I'm like, yes, that's me, Mike." And she dumps a bunch of food on the counter. And then she gets another bag. Two huge bags. And she says, "Thank you." I look around like, what? Okay, there's the bags, right? And she goes, "Thank you." And I said, "Where am I going with them?" She goes, "Oh, you want directions?" And I said, "Directions would be nice. I'd like to know where I'm going." She goes, "Okay, you go to Moko House." And I was just looking at her politely like, is this a joke? And she said again, "You go to Moko's house." And I look over at one of the customers, I'm like, "Who's Moko? I've never heard of a Moko before." And I said, "Well, how do you get to Muku's house?" No. Moko. I said, right. How do you get to Moko's house? And she goes, "Oh, you want more directions." And I was like, well, it would be nice to get directions to Moko's house. Moko lives on Herhud. And I was like, what? She says, "Moko lives on a Hehu. And I was like, "Where is Hehu?" And she said, "Oh, you don't know where Hehu is?" And I said, "I've never heard of that before." And she goes, Okay, come with me. And so I walk around the counter, and she has a map, one of those big maps on the wall. And it's not the map of just the area, it's the map of the whole town. Okay, so we have the whole city on the wall there. And she points, she goes, "We are here." And she pointed to one spot. And she looked at me, she goes, "Do you follow? We are here." And the second time, she pointed to a different spot. So I'm like, "Wait a minute, are we here or are we there?" She goes, No. You listen, I explain. "We are here." And she pointed to a completely different spot. And I'm just looking at her like, what? And she says, "Now, you go up this way." And then she turned away from the map and she goes, "Up this way." And then you turn this, is it this way? And she looked at her friend, she goes, "Is it this way or this way?" And her friend goes, No. It's, you go that way and then you go this way and this way. And they're pointing fingers at each other. And I'm sitting here thinking, this lady is not going to get her food today. And then she goes, this way, I don't know. Anyway, you go to Herhud, and that would take you to Moko's house. And I said, well, wait a minute. Why don't you come in the car with me, and you can tell me which way to go? Everybody was silent. Nobody talked. Everybody just stopped and kind of looked at me. as if I had said something really inappropriate. So I said again, why don't you come with me and tell me which way to go? That way we can get to Moko's house on the Hedhood. And she said, oh, okay, yes, I come with you to Moko's house. So we got the bags, and I went into my car, and we sat down, and I looked over, and she's sitting there in my car like this. And her seatbelt's on as fast as she can go, and she's looking around. And I could tell she was really nervous, and I thought, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. I'm like, revenge! And I floored it straight. No, I didn't. I drove slowly because I can tell she was nervous. Anyway, it turns out Moko's house was just around the corner. The Hedhood was called Hedgewood. And that was just the second street on your left once you pulled out of the parking lot. And Moko's house was the first street on the right once you got down Hedgewood. And I drove up there and I parked and I stopped, turned the car off, and I said, okay, I'll wait right here. And she goes, oh no, me no go, you go. They may, I don't know, they may have big dog. And I was like, oh, you don't want to go up there because you're afraid they might have a dog. Okay, well, I'll go up there then. So I take the food and I go up there and I ring the doorbell. This huge dog came jumping onto the window right next to the door, and it was barking. It had a huge mouth, just snapping away, barking like crazy. It ripped the curtain off the window, and it literally began scratching the window with its teeth. I don't know what kind of dog it was. All I saw was this big snout just clamping away like a gator. Just clamping its paws on the door. It was sparking. It was so loud. I was actually backing up. I was like, oh my gosh. This big, huge guy opened the door and he goes, get down, Betty. Betty, down. And the dog just dropped, stuck its tail in between its legs, and just ran off the other way. And I was like, of course. Her name is Betty. And I'm standing there just like barely holding the bags in my hand, and I was like, hey, Moko. How you doing? The guy said, it's Muku. Just wasn't my day. So I handed him the food, I turned around, and I didn't even bother waiting to see if he was going to give me a tip. I just told him, you have a good day, sir. And I got back in the car and took her back to the Chinese restaurant. Anyway, that was my fun with the Chinese restaurant. And again, they're nice people. They're great, good friends of mine. And it was just a really funny story. I want to tell you guys about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, there's nothing I can do about it. But I'll see you guys next time with Story Time with Fearless.